want to sign up for the Patreon for In an Hour's Time with Matara Khan, you need another hour. You need just a little bit more every single week. Join the Patreon and support the podcast, as well as making sure that the editors get paid and not just yelled at. For the just a little bit more tier, you will get access to a Discord. You will get an extra episode a week. Most of the time, I will try to get it with the guest. And of course, your name in the credits at the end of each episode. But if you go a tier higher for the I Need Another Hour, you will get something mailed to your house every month. For this month, if you sign up before the end of July, you will be receiving this postcard. It will be showcasing the 4 guests we have on and this lovely, beautiful little sticker. This is what's going to be available for this month, but you never know what's going to happen next month. And of course, there's a show-off tier where it's the same stuff as all the other stuff, but you just get a shiny name in the Discord. Thank you for supporting this Patreon. Thank you for supporting this podcast. And of course, thank you for supporting and making sure that the editors actually get paid. Wahoo! Join. Hello and welcome back to In an Hour's Time with Matara Khan. Today, my guest is the one, the only, a general, a mid-boss, an entrepreneur. She's shorter than 5 feet and she is very, very smart. GEEGA!
Hello.
Hi. I came up with that on the fly. How did you feel about it?
I like that. Well, I want to correct something.
Please.
I did go through a time skip recently, and I am now 5'7".
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I've talked about this before. Okay, I have an anecdote about you. So you actually have 5'9" woman energy. Like you have tall woman energy. The way that you conduct yourself, the way that you talk, the way that you walk, you just have not even 5'9". You have 6 foot woman energy.
Oh my gosh.
You just exude this tallness,
It's funny because there's very, very, very few people I've met in person from doing this. You're one of them. Yippee. Every single time I meet someone, they're always like, I thought you would be like 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
Like they always are just like so shocked when they see me. They're like, what?
You have purpose. It's hard to explain, even like when walking, right? Sometimes, and this is obviously, if you're a short person listening to this, sorry, this is just how it is. Don't crucify me in the comments. Always, they walk kind of slow. It's like, my little feet can't go. GEEGA, she walks like she has somewhere to go. She is going there. She walks like she's 20 minutes late to picking up her kid from school. She's running through these streets. It's incredible. It's the best.
It's just a product of where I'm from. Like if you don't get out of the way, you get pushed over. Yeah, you get used to it.
It's survival of the fittest, right? It's the same thing if you grow up with a lot of siblings. You're gonna be a little bit scrappy because you gotta do what you gotta do.
You have to survive.
Yeah. Speaking of surviving, we have done that together. We have worked together at a company that, we got to get it out of the way, right?
Yeah.
We worked at a company that allegedly didn't pay some people, including some, people that were there, allegedly. And we survived. How did it feel?
I'm so glad to be through it. I'm so glad that it's over.
Yep. I'm glad it's over. I'm glad we're through it. Obviously, I've joked about it before, but I will be in therapy for the rest of my life due to the events of that situation. It's quite something.
It was rough. I did my best, my absolute best, to make sure I was putting on like a good front. Hey, if you have questions, I'll be as informative as I can. Everyone's good, whatever. But it was like that, and then after stream, I'd like be just laying down on the floor.
Yeah.
just contemplating, just like, oh my God, it was just lamenting and
oh
God.
Yep. I do want to add for anybody kind of listening that's wondering, oh, what are we talking about? What's going on? Maybe you're a new podcast viewer. Welcome. That's gonna happen one day. One day we will have just podcast viewers, right?
Oh my God.
Look up Vishojo and read all about it. Have fun. But what matters is we move on. We hang out. We work together. We collab together. We yap together.
Yeah.
I actually wanted to ask you about some of your projects post Vishojo because you opened a company that we now refer to as GEEGA Corp. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, it has a name. No, yeah, a lot of people have been colloquially calling that. I think a lot of people were hoping I would open an agency and then just like do Vishojo too, but like not evil, you know, and just like bring people into it. But instead,
like when you say
I
not
did
evil,
else.
like there's probably an amount of money that you could steal and like it not be evil, correct?
Well,
there's probably an amount of funds that you can appropriate.
The problem is that that's all too easy. It's too easy to do in this industry. So I said, I want to like actually fix problems. And I felt like opening an agency was like not needed. There are tons of them out there. There are some that are good, some that are bad, some that are honestly, most are just right in the middle. They're just doing their job, right?
Yeah.
And that's fine. And I thought myself making another agency, cool idea.
Yeah.
Not really fixing anything, just helping a few people. So I was like, how do I large scale fix a lot of the issues? And like one of the big issues that happen to us or happens to other creators a lot of the time is relating to sponsors.
Yep.
And especially where their sponsor money goes, how it's negotiated.
Is it paid out
ever? Is it paid out? Does the creator have any visibility on what's happening ever? Or do they just have some person just slopping stuff at them and going, do this, now do this, you know? And I felt like a lot of stuff on that side of the industry from the creator perspective, but also from like the developer and publisher perspective, like people that are paying this out too. Like a lot of it's just not that well done. And on all sides, there were a lot of issues. So I'm making a thing. I've made a thing, but I'm not releasing it yet. We're changing stuff. But we've made a thing.
GEEGA Corp.
Sponsor bot. Sponsor bot. And
GEEGA, you know, Sid Meier's Civilization?
Yeah, right.
GEEGA Corp
presented by GEEGA, right?
GEEGA Corp sponsor bot presented by General GEEGA mid-boss.
Right. We just put my name like 5 times in a row.
Yeah. The great General GEEGA.
Well, my hope for it is that it like doesn't need my name. You know, things when it honestly it kind of doesn't right now. We have people that are using it that just like don't. They barely even know me, but they're getting. I'm getting them paid, you know.
Yeah,
and I'm making the publishers happy, and it's all operating. And it's been going really well actually. And I'm trying to work up toward us having a beta that can then be open, so a lot of creators can.
That was going to be my next question: is if I'm a creator, how can I sign up? But we are waiting for the beta then, right?
Yeah, I have a sign up website right now to like be on a list so that as soon as there's stuff,
and we will
ready
be linking
for that
it below. Get on the list.
Yeah.
You will get the email.
Get on the list. Yeah, I have thousands upon thousands of signups. I'm so grateful for everyone that was interested. I thought I'd get maybe 1,000. I was like, I hope people see this link. You know, it's been really good. So there's a lot of people that are like waiting for when the beta's out, but the TLDR is it's just a system that is making it way easier for creators of all sizes to get sponsorships. And then on the other end, it makes it easier for the publishers, the vendors, everyone who deals out sponsorships. Yeah, it helps them in their workflow a lot because so much of this was just done via email, DM, etc.
Oh my God. The amount of times that emails just were left unread and you lost out on sponsorships. Or even there was also this idea of, I don't know if this creator would be interested. But now you have creators saying, I am interested for this. And it makes it so much easier.
Yeah. And that's the thing is like, basically people are doing a lot of this stuff by mouth. They call up some talent agency and be like, hello, I have this sponsorship I want to give out to people. Who do you have? And then the agent is like, well, I have this person. And they're like describing them, why they would be good. And I'm like, this is so much time. This is so much time spent when I could just have a system that has people in the system and they can go in and the creator can advocate for themselves through it too. They could be like, here's what I like. I've got so many hours on Steam on this thing. And you know, maybe I don't stream it, but like, I love this type of game. I would love to play it. Right. Like just being able to insert stuff about themselves outside of just like the couple minute pitch some random agent might make for them, which could be good too. I think doing stuff by mouth is still great, and I'm keeping the human elements of it too. I'm not like making it only software, but still, I think there's just so much that could be done better. And then honestly, from the creator's perspective, I was just tired of getting offered so many sponsorships that I just didn't want to do, and I wouldn't do them. So many games that didn't really suit my audience. And I'm like, maybe I'd play it. Or maybe even you're busy.
You've invited me to Far West, which is a great game and I would love it. But it was you invite me for a sponsored Far West trip. Like, girl, I'm so sorry. I'm having the busiest week. But that slot could have went to somebody else, you know?
Yeah. And that's the thing is like, by systemizing a lot of this stuff better, I can do a really good job of giving people stuff that they actually want to do. Like matching people with sponsorships where their community might like it. Because nothing sucks more than like, you're trying to play a game in front of your audience and it's sponsored. So you're like hoping that they like it too. Yeah. And then it's just nothing that they would ever consider. And the chat's just like boring. You know what I mean? Like
boring, boo.
It's just
throw
sucks.
tomatoes,
and it's like,
guillotine them.
right. Cut their heads off, beat them. No, but it's like no creator really wants to be doing that. They do it because they have to. So I'm trying to make it so that like they don't have to do that anymore. That's my hope. Because it's just the availability. It's just a problem of supply and demand. So I'm just trying to fix that and make it easier because, man, I do not want to do another sponsor in front of my chat ever again that, like, they just don't like. You know what I mean?
I'm a little bit of, like, another take on that where I also see it as, like, sometimes it is interesting for me to try other stuff because there's been games or even genres that I didn't think I would enjoy, and I really did enjoy them. So I'm a little bit of a different take on that. But I do want to say this, of course, this works together with traditional agents and things like that. Because, for example, while it's nice, like I have an agent, you have an agent that goes out and advocates for you and things like that. But typically the best agents don't have ginormous rosters, right? Like they have a few people, select few. And there's even a lot of managers and agents that work with maybe smaller VTubers, but they still work hard and do their best. But as we said, there's human error. People get sick. There's a lot of things that can get missed. And it's always, I always recommend for people to like still advocate for themselves. Like it's fine that you have an agent and it's fine that you have all these people helping with stuff, but you should also kind of know how it's done, how it's made. Yeah. It's like you should kind of understand what goes into editing a YouTube video. You don't have to edit, but that way it can help you find the right editor. It helps you know what you're looking for.
Well, also my big thing with making this was people also want to know what's being said. Like a lot of us have agents or managers or whatever, and those are the people that go and talk to like a sponsor company or whatever, right? But we're not in the room in those conversations. We do not know what's being said. We just don't. And if it's your own agent, I'm sure everything's good, you know? But sometimes something gets done, maybe not exactly the way you would have liked it or something like that. Using a system like mine, it's now in front of you. So you can let your agent do it, your manager. Or if you don't have one, if you don't have a team, you can still just do it through this and be in control of stuff. And if you do, you can see what's going on. That's really my big thing.
We are moving into that you don't always need. You know, people used to say it was the same thing with VTubing. Oh, I need this expensive model. I need this big. No, you don't even need an agent or a manager or any of those things. There's so many more tools. It used to be that you couldn't even really be a big VTuber without a corporation, or so many more things are being able to be done without like more traditional management, right?
Right. It's just about the tools being available. So that was kind of my concept going into this, is like, I just want to make something available so that people can do this themselves if they need to. Also, smaller creators. Smaller creators never get picked up by talent agencies. Almost never. And they have no opportunity. And then who's going to advocate for them to, you know, get a sponsorship and make it so that they can make it their livelihood? There's just no opportunity. So I'm trying to fill that gap
too, that there's, like, I always try to tell people, like, even if you're a smaller creator, it's still important that you go for these things, because let's say there's usually a budget, right? Like usually if you ask for a sponsor the day when it's already launching, it's too late because these contracts get signed way ahead of time. But very often, let's say that a company has a budget of X amount of dollars. There's usually like a little bit left over here and there, and they won't even pitch the bigger creator because sometimes like they know that they won't even get them for that price. But there's a lot of gaps in budget left where it's like, good money. It's great money, especially if you're a smaller creator and you want to make this a career. So definitely stuff that is important to check out and important to get to know. It is so cool because this kind of stuff is not available 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 3 years ago, right?
No, not at all. There are like 1 or 2 sites where you can sign up and maybe get a sponsor too. And it's the same 2 things.
Yeah. And they get snatched really quickly if it's good.
They get snatched quickly, and the rates are not market rates. Yeah. They're not. People are getting paid pennies that they should not be. Like, they should never consider a rate like that low, you know? So I'm trying to give the opportunity to get paid normally, you know? Make that available to people, because when I was a small streamer, man, there was nothing. I didn't even know anything about how to get a sponsor or whatever. And it's because I was completely gatekept from it. So
yeah, I wonder if it's also like you were gatekept, but also the way that the sponsorships kind of started happening is that sometimes it's not even the company. Like, it's, let's say gaming company A, they won't even typically pick out the streamers themselves. Like they usually will go to company B, whose job is to then find.
Right.
And it just gets so convoluted that even if you try emailing and like getting on a PR list, it would take years of like promotion and goodwill and advocating for yourself.
And no one knows who to talk to because everyone knows gaming company A. They make the game. You know their name, right? But if they're not the ones dealing with it, you don't know about who company B is. You don't know the representative or what email. Like the people, even big streamers sometimes don't even know the names of the companies that like some of their sponsorships are passing through.
Agreed.
You know, because the network is just, it's just not available to us that much. You know, it's really the agents that handle that stuff. And I think there's nothing necessarily wrong with the agents handling it. I kind of like a lot of stuff about the existing system. It's just not scalable. That's all. Yeah. It's just not scalable. So I'm just trying to make that scalable.
As we said too, like there's a lot of times where, you know, my agent has to go to lunch and advocate for her roster and things like that. And that's, as you said, it's just not scalable to so many people. And not everybody needs an agent. Sometimes you just want like a little bit, you want to play the cool new game that you want to play and you want to get it sponsored. Isn't that awesome? You know, helps you pay the bills, your audience. Things have changed. You and I have been on the internet a long time. Things have changed. Things went from how dare you do a sponsor, you sell out. And now the audiences are like, yes, make money so that we can just be here and passively watch. Thank you. Like, I'm so happy.
That's what I always say to my audience, because I take some sponsors. I do a lot of just not sponsored stuff, but I take some here and there. And every time I do it, a lot of people in my community have that attitude where they're like, you know what? I like that you get paid by a sponsor to do this thing. And then no matter what our reaction is, like, you're good. Because I've tried to explain to them what it's like being a creator, where there's some other jobs like this, but you're at the whims of the day. Sometimes that day you make a lot more, you make a lot less. Just there's so many ups and downs. It's so volatile. And a lot of creators kind of fall out of content creation because financially that up and down is really hard to live mentally. With. Like life doesn't work like that in any other way financially. So it's tough. So having this adds a little layer of stability. It's not perfect, but it adds something. Yeah. And it's just good for creators, I think, overall.
We've talked about this a lot before. I want to talk about diversification, but before that, I also want to ask you, because how, you know, you're a streamer, you're a content creator, you clearly have a few years on you. Some might even call you an auntie, but
maybe
what kind of, like, how did you become this GEEGA Corp CEO? You have a ton of other projects. How does one do that? I thought that, you know, most VTubers have a hard time sticking to a schedule and getting stuff done. Like, what's your experience with this kind of stuff?
Well, I have noticed other people really struggling with it, but it's not that they're incapable. It's just that I have experience. That's literally all it is. Because before I was streaming, I worked in a normal job, and I had a long career in this normal job doing this type of work. Office lady. Yeah, I was a business lady, we can say. And I was also kind of leaning tech for sure. So I try to not get too specific, but yeah, very, very heavily. So this is sort of my wheelhouse. And honestly, I got into VTubing first because I saw a tracking software. I saw FaceRig, and I was like, oh my God, how does that work?
Not FaceRig.
I just wanted to know how it worked.
Yes.
So I downloaded it and was like trying it and trying to learn it because I was like, oh, this is just cool. I just want, honestly, I was thinking about maybe like a passion project, like making a software relating to it just for my own sake, just to understand the tracking. And then I just started doing it as a COVID hobby, unironically.
Yep. And then COVID happened, and suddenly,
Yep. And it worked out. It worked out really fast. And I was like, oh, maybe I can be a content creator. But before being a content creator, I never saw myself as the type to ever be one. It was just not in the cards for me. I was never thinking I'm an entertainer. I love public speaking. Yeah. That was not me at all. I knew I was good at certain things because I had to be for my job. Yeah. You know, like I knew that. So I could speak in front of a room of people and do all that. I could present something, but you know, it's very, very corporate.
But
so
presenting
I was
to
just
a room of
like
people doesn't make you think, oh, I'll play GTA V for 12 hours a day.
Yeah. Like in what world did I ever see that?
Yeah.
None. You know. So it was just, to this day, I still am like, I'm just a completely different person. Obviously, there's still bits of old me in here, but like, I don't know. Everything I do is completely not what I thought I would ever do at this point in time.
That's life. That being said, I'm really glad that, you know, your expertise has brought you here, because I really think it's a breath of fresh air, and it's really, really nice to see somebody see, oh, you know, there's something missing here. Let me fill this space. And then that's another thing that I think is important. And we will get back to, because, you know, we talked about, you wanted to, well, we both were talked about, we both were approached to start like VShojo 2 and things like that. But I also am very happy that you are doing all these things, but then your job, your goal isn't to then go be, you know, big corpa, GEEGA Corp CEO. Yeah. It's to play GTA V for 10 hours a day.
It's just to stream. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing is like,
that's why you're doing all the other stuff, right? So you can keep streaming 10 hours a day.
Right. I could go be John business and do all that. But yeah, no, I just wanted to make stuff that works. Mm-hmm. Let it ride, you know.
GEEGA Corp, GEEGA. It just works on stage.
It just works. I mean, it's sort of like knowing myself. It was inevitable that I was going to make a company or a product or something, because that's all I did in the past, you know, like it was just inevitable. And it was a matter of finding the right thing. So being in this for a while, I mean, like I said, when I first got into it, I was like, maybe I'll make a tracking software. And then VTube Studio comes out and I go, ooh, let me check into this. And then I stream and it works out. And then I'm like, oh, the sponsor part of this is probably the most lacking in tools. Let me make a tool, you know, like, and that's just, my brain always goes toward that. Like, what can I build here? So yeah. That's where I'm at now.
Yeah. I definitely want to talk a little bit about diversification, right? Because that's something that we were talking a little bit earlier about, how I think it's changed a little bit, right? When Twitch was a much smaller place, yes, you could go live 10 hours a day playing video games. That was a thing, and you would get discovered sometimes. If you were funny, if you were good, if your clip went, there used to be a place called like live stream fails where you could like go viral on.
It's still there. It's just very different.
But we both talk about how, you know, one of the reasons you are doing these other things is so, like, for example, we're going to talk about it. What we have some merchandise together.
We do.
The reason we're doing all these other projects and things is so then we can kind of go back and safely feel like we can stream for 6 hours a day, because there's no retirement plan with streaming. After streaming for 40 years, you don't suddenly get a big retirement package from, you know, big Twitch or big YouTube. And as we know, also, like, sometimes you don't stay famous forever, not because something bad, but you know, you were funny 20 years ago to your peers. They grow up with you, and, you know, in 20 years,
phases,
you're just not funny. Like, it's somebody else's turn to be famous and funny, right? And
it's phases
19
of life,
and doing crazy things on the internet. Honestly, I can't wait. We say this as we like, I can't wait to collab more. I can't wait to do stuff. We end up doing quite a bit of stuff together, and it's always great. I never know if I'm gonna get like sassy GEEGA. One of my favorite things you do on stream is you're like, that's right. That's right. Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Repeat that.
That's right.
Make sure to say the joke again, because nobody laughed. It's so fun. Like, I love it. You just have this really funny deadpan humor. And I've told you before, but I actually feel like it's weird because I feel that you're a chameleon, but you're not. You're always yourself. And I feel like you can adapt to genuinely any group.
Yes.
Any group, any age. Like, I'm telling you now, I'm sorry, I'm interrupting. I'm telling you now, you will join some 20-year-olds tomorrow that are going to be 6, 7 on the TikTok, and you're going to be cool with them in a way that I just won't, because I'll say 6, 7 on the TikTok. Like,
you know what it is, though? You know what it is?
What?
A lot of work that I did in the past, before I was in like my main career, I did a million little odd jobs. I had to pay for my school myself. I had to pay for everything myself. And I've been working unironically, since I was 12. Since I was 12 in family businesses and stuff, and then moving on to normal jobs. I've just worked in so many environments and been with so many different types of people. I've had to be cool with a bunch of kids and get them to understand me and not hate me so I can teach them a thing. I've had to deal with adults that are so much older, elderly people, and I've had to sit down and make them like me because I'm selling them something. I've done all of that. So at this point, like, I'm just not afraid of anything. And I don't like, I feel like any group you can learn to be cool with them. You just can. But I think if you don't have that experience, it's just daunting. It's just daunting, and people end up putting on a little bit of a mask or like holding parts of themselves back, or maybe they act a little less curious to learn, you know, because they're just not used to it. But once you've been through the gauntlet of like 1,000 odd jobs, you just you can just mesh with anyone, you
nothing
know?
scares you anymore. I love that. It truly is a skill, because again, I feel like if I use the word chameleon, it makes it sound like you change or you, but no, you're you, but you being you works in every group and every situation. It's wild how much it does.
That's the thing, is like a lot of people will describe it as being a social chameleon, or they'll be like, oh, I use personality A here, personality B there.
It's all your personality. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's the way to be like good at this stuff is to not change too much. If you change too much, then it's not real. You know what I mean? But you just have to spend time with people that you are nothing like, which I've done so much. And at this point, I don't feel like I'm unlike anyone anymore, if that makes sense. You know, like we're all the same.
We're all so similar.
We're all the same.
That's always been my thing. So as an extrovert, whenever people ask me for advice in conversation, I always say you can find something in common with everybody. And usually if I meet somebody and I'm trying to connect with them, I'm just trying to find that thread. Usually it does mean I ask questions, but it doesn't matter if you're an 80-year-old man from Pakistan. I can find something that you and I enjoy. And maybe it's hookah. You never know, you know, but I won't know if I don't ask you. Maybe it's cigars. I don't know. But there's always something that I can find in common with another person. And if it's something as basic as we both really love a color on a car, but you can always find that thread with people. And I'm a big believer in that.
Me too. I find it's funny because I collab a lot with people that are not VTubers. I get pulled into a lot of groups, and a lot of these friends, like, you know, they haven't all met me yet. It's our first time meeting. And they don't even realize I'm like a VTuber, because I think they picture VTubers as people who just like love anime and have to tell you about it and have to act like a character bubble, you know. But I just get in there and I'm just normal. And I remember like a couple of people I'm close friends with now, you know, our first thing we talked about is I just said, oh yeah, I love D&D. You know, I used to play a lot of D&D, and we connect, and then they go to my stream one day and they go, "You're anime?
You're anime? What do you mean you're anime? When were you gonna tell me? When were you gonna tell me this important tidbit that you're anime?" That is big.
It's so funny. I love that. But, you know, like that's the thing, is people have preconceived notions about others. Just go in with nothing. Go in with nothing but yourself, and you'll be able to connect to anybody.
Yep. I really do agree. I really do agree with that. I just realized I was watching something on you were streaming something for me on YouTube, and I'm like, why am I watching this? It's like it's getting me, I don't know. It's distracting me in a good way. I did want to talk to you about, so, you know, it seems so easy, right? Our company fails, and then you and I tend to organize people together, bring them together. Why wouldn't you or I start like a Vishojo #2?
Oh my God.
I mean, I'll start with my reasons. So I know. I'll start with my reasons to make it easier. I've actually been approached. I've talked about it before. I've been approached by like a few companies. So for me, I don't know if it was the same for you, but for me, it was a few companies that actually were willing to be like, hey, we'll fund a bunch of this stuff. We'll help. Like, and it was big amounts of money. But the caveat was I would then have to be this like figurehead, almost manager, streamer. Right. And then I realized for me, the problem was, okay, so now if let's say I organize something and my friends don't show up, now I am responsible to these guys for my friends not showing up. So they're mad at me. So the big bosses are mad at me. Up, right? And then if anything happens, then the streamers, my friends, are mad at me because of the big bosses. So I realized I would be in this awkward position of everyone could eventually hate me. If anything went bad, I could get blamed from all sides for things going bad. And I just didn't want the responsibility, because I'd just rather organize a little collab, or as we're doing, like, oh, let's do a little merch collab together. Let's do a little thing together. Let's do a sponsor together, right? But I am sure that it is good, and I won't be responsible for having to like get everything done like that.
Right.
Was it similar for you?
Yes, and other reasons. Definitely same. I would say it was less about the responsibility. I don't mind things reflecting on me, but it's more about the time I spend. I spent so much time during our time in Vishojo giving my time to other people and other projects. So much time. And so much of it didn't make it out. Like so much of it never got seen by anybody.
You planned so many videos, so many things, and then it never got done.
So much content and events. And it looks on the outside at the end of the day like I didn't get to do much because people only saw like 2 or 3 things that we did. But there was so much time, so many hours spent.
Everything got stopped at the end, or it didn't happen, or something, or somebody got changed projects, or somebody changed teams, and now suddenly we can't do this project.
There's a billion different like blockers that would just come up and so many things. Like I put all my time and effort into it, my whole ass into it, and then boom, it just doesn't end up happening. And I'm like, great, waste of time. And I tried doing that so many times, and in the end, I felt like, what am I doing for myself? You know what I mean? Like, what am I doing for myself? The only thing I had was my own streams and streaming with my community, which was great. But then it meant I was doing less for and with them because I was focusing on that, but then the end result wasn't coming out. So I just got really burnt out by that, and not like full creator burnout or content burnout, just like a certain level of social burnout. And I said, you know what? I don't want to make another group right now and end up doing this again. You know, where I have to like
the motions.
Yeah, and I'm sure it'd be better if it was a bunch of members and not a whole corporate structure around it, where it'd be like, you know, easier. But then I'd be saddling so many other people with a lot of this work. Because we wouldn't really have a lot of staff. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, I just don't think this is the route. I don't think this is it.
We've talked about it before, right? I do think, you know, having like done kind of like a VShojo 2, but under GEEGA Corp and, you know, all that stuff would have
gone hard.
But
I'm just gonna say, if any of us did try to do like group 2, you know, it's us, but in a different group this time, new name, I think it would have went crazy. It would have, like, publicity wise, there would have been a lot of people supporting because we just came out of a bad situation, blah blah blah. People would be happy to see us together, etc. But also all of us were so like beaten down by that situation that none of us wanted to even think about it. So I was not gonna like force that on anyone, you know. And there were companies that, same thing you said, companies coming in and offering money and staff and everything. I had companies mostly coming to me directly, just being like, yeah, can you organize everyone back together?
That's what they wanted.
You making
can you organize a group together? We will support you. We will back you up. And then again, but then you're kind of in this moment of, okay, but that's literally what happened last time, and we got taken advantage of. So what's telling me that you
why would we want to do it again?
Take advantage of us, right?
I was like saying to a lot of these companies, I was like, the only thing we have is our friendships with each other that we can like rely on. But all this corporate stuff and everything, not the time. Not the time for people. I think now so much time has passed that it maybe people are like more open to whatever. But at that time, especially that first like year, no. No.
So I do think maybe eventually in the future something could get formed, or like we could keep doing stuff, because even now we're still collabing together quite a bit. But also it's normal. We were a big group, and there was also members who were gonna join who didn't, and now it's like the group just feels like there was the core group, and then there was the Japanese group, and then there was others. So we're still doing stuff together. We're still I think the other day, didn't you just collab with like the JP members? I saw that like
I'm setting something up. Actually, we're gonna run it back. We're gonna do Mecha Chameleon. That's the thing. As I was reaching out to Nova because before VShojo collapsed, we had just debuted Nova. We're like, look, we're really like reaching more into Japanese VTubers, you know. And it was so exciting. And I love the Nova members. I love them. I get along especially well with Nagi, but all of them. They're all so great. I remember when like all the VShojo stuff was going down, I was in calls with Hesty because she's the only one who speaks
one who speaks English.
Yeah. And she was like, hey, I just want to know what's going on with this or that. And so that I can like let the Nova members know. And I was sitting there, JP time, it's 5 a.m. I haven't slept. I'm on the phone with her for an hour and a half, just going through every little thing that she has questions about, you know, because I just like really love these members.
They are great.
I really liked them.
Every time we do those collabs, and it's like they're screaming at us in passion English. I'm screaming every Japanese word I know.
God.
And the best part,
it's my favorite.
Every time I just yell Japanese words, I'm like, woo! I feel so cool. I'm like, kakoi gokiburi, which literally just means cool cockroach, and they're like, yeah, kakoi gokiburi.
Oh, I love it. And it's just fun, and that's so the thing fun. Is like, I wanted that so badly, and I was so sad that everything was going down at the timing it was, especially because I was like, we just got a bunch of JP members, and I wanted to do so much with them. I even put out a video where I did a whole GEEGA chat episode style thing with just them. just kind of like interviewing them and like introducing them to YouTube, you know? Because I was like, I just want to show everyone them because they're nice and I like them,
so
you know?
So it's unofficially confirmed that maybe one day in the future something could happen. But honestly, we're also just still, maybe unofficially, maybe confirmed that maybe one day in the future, maybe something could happen. But we're just enjoying collabing and we, like I said, we you and I, again, a little bit of an integrated ad. When I had my booth at TwitchCon, I had this lovely poster of us available for sale. And as of this episode going live, this poster will be once again on matarakon.shop.
Yes.
I will unfortunately share the profits with GEEGA as it goes.
Yes. You are forced.
Yes. To GEEGA Corp. I will feed it. Yes. But yeah, if you want to check it out, if you wanted to get this lovely poster of us, consider taking a look at matarakon.shop. Integrated ad over. You can't skip this one. Right. It's in the
I just love doing so. I love doing merch with friends because it's an excuse to get a lot of fan art together, essentially. But it's not fan art. We asked for it and we got to direct it. So you know what I mean? It's just fun for me. It's just fun.
Exactly. No, I get it. And this is actually perfect because this kind of leads me to some of your next stuff. You started boothing at some conventions. If you want to show us pictures as well.
My most favorite thing is getting to do in-person stuff.
Yes.
The problem is I don't exist in a corporeal form.
Nope.
So I needed to bring myself to people live and get to interact with them live and bring stuff to them live. But I didn't have any good way to do that initially. So I wanted to start boothing. So I had one at the end of last year, and now that it's con season again, we're going to have a few.
Ooh, confirmed here. You are going to have a few booths this year. Dun, dun, dun. Confirmed.
Absolutely.
Confirmed.
The first one coming up is San Japan, which is going to be really fun because that's Texas, and we have a huge community of people in Texas that watch us.
Do have a lot of Texans that watch you.
Yeah, and the cons are huge there. Everything's bigger really in Texas.
It is. I will say
like
sometimes enormous. It is so sweaty, but sometimes the con is big enough that it's not that sweaty. So it really depends.
No. It depends on the convention center, if I'm being honest with you. But I'm going to do that. And the thing I do when I do my booths is I go around to a lot of my friends and I say, hey, do you want to do the booth with me? Do you want to be like on the booth or do you just want to have like some merch there? Do you want to do meet and greets? And I go, especially to former Bishojo members. I go to a bunch of them and go, do you want to do this? Because our viewers really, really, really miss that special feeling of, ooh, we're doing things together because we're in a group. And really that boiled down to collabs are collabs. That was never like super special. That's just a collab. We do them with streamers all the time. But it's the events and it's the in-person stuff and all those things that they really miss.
That makes me really happy. And I'm excited for your San Japan booth. And I'm excited to show up. I'm excited to maybe do some stuff. But you guys will have to stay tuned for anything like that. Allegedly, maybe. But again, we just talk about, there's ways that we want to meet you. There's ways that we want to connect with you as well. And just streaming, as amazing as it is, I think also with some of our audiences, you and I both have quite an older audience as well. Everybody gets busy, right? Like not everybody has time to watch us play a game on stream, which is why I'm doing this podcast. Thank you for joining me. And we're doing conventions and all that stuff because it's just giving me more time.
My audience is really employed. And you can see it in meet and greets by the way they look, the way they dress, the things they're carrying and everything. They just look like very employed people. And because of this, so many people that watch my streams, especially for the beginning of it, they're audio only. They're just audio only. And they're like, hey, what's going on? I'm at work. They type occasionally, but they don't type too much because their hands are working. They're at a desk. And it's for that type of a crowd, I really want to do in-person events and things like that to connect with them because it's different. They're not able to sit there for 5 hours of my stream constantly typing the whole time.
I agree. Because they're busy and they're actually, as you said, I love that. They're very employed is a phenomenal way of putting it. It's phenomenal.
It's just how
I
it
love
is.
that. Yeah, they're very employed. I love that so much. Another thing that you do really well for the very employed people, including me, is you have this little channel on the internet called
Oh my God, you're the biggest fan.
I love
You're
Daily
the
Geek.
biggest fan of this channel.
I love
She'll
Daily
message me
Geek.
and be like, I'm watching my favorite channel this morning, Daily GEEGA. Smile. She'll like send me a link. I'm watching this one.
I'm telling you, sometimes I watch a Daily GEEGA video. We're going to link it and everything. And I have to stop myself like, wait, you know what I need to do? I need to watch it on stream and talk about it. And they make fun of me because recently I took a video. It wasn't from Daily GEEGA. I'm sorry. I'm cheating on you. It was from Rome Explained in 20 minutes. I took a 20-minute video and I reacted to it for 3 hours because I have stuff to say. I have things to say, okay?
Oh my gosh,
I've
crazy.
lived, as you said, like I've lived a long life. I have stories to tell. And you just have a way of you talk about stuff that, for example, one of the videos I paused because I knew I'm going to be reacting to it later today.
Yeah.
It was you talking about how if you're on a team and then like your coworkers don't do anything, but you know, they kind of cruise by and I was like, oh, I have things to say. I've had a job.
Yeah. Like I said before I was streaming, I was very employed for a long time. And I've dealt with a lot of that. I've dealt with a lot of that. Just normal workplace stuff that we all deal with, we all see. And you know, like I said, my audience is also very employed and has a lot to say on these things. So we just talk about this kind of stuff all the time.
I think this is why I love Daily GEEGA so much, is because my audience is also employed. And you know, it's not like, ooh, today, you know, I held, you know, I looked a crush in the eyes for the first time. It's like, no, actually at my job, my boss only got into the job because he's the son of my other boss, and I'm just so upset. You're like, yes, I can feel it. You get it. You've done it. My boss keeps giving me work because he knows I'll do it. And like, what do I have to now
and
pretend?
It never ends. It never ends.
Do I have to pretend to do this task in 8 hours? Because if I finish it in 1, he's going to give me more work. Oh
my God. I love it.
So
and I've also, I've worked at like every level. I've done every level of role. So like, I feel like I got a lot to say on stuff like that, on those types of dynamics and workplace stuff, especially. So I just love when chat brings it up because they're usually at work and someone will just be in my chat and they'll be like, yeah, my boss just threw a paper on my desk and asked me to finish this thing by tonight. I already finished it 3 days ago, but I didn't tell him, you know? And then I'm like, yeah, that's the way, right?
Oh no.
It's just people like that in my chat all the time.
That makes me, oh my God. I get it. I get it. I want to ask, how do you decide? I know you have your editors working on it. How do you decide what goes on the channel? Because you have these talks all the time on your stream. What makes it into a Daily GEEGA video and then makes it on my plate as I digest it greedily?
I actually have no hand in picking it 99% of the time. I leave it up to them because I wanted the channel to feel like a clipping channel that someone else was running, even though
it's not you going, oh, you should clip that. Do you ever tell them that? Do you ever say, ooh, today I had a really good conversation about XYZ?
Occasionally, yeah. But I let them make the final decision on like what they want to do with it. A lot of the title and thumbnailing is them too. Sometimes we have like ESL titles because a lot of my team is ESL and I love them to death, but I'll message them and be like, why did you spell this word this way? And they'll be like, oh, I didn't know. And I'm like, oh, okay. It's this actually.
I'm sorry. I'm going to screenshot this now so my editor can show this thumbnail on the screen. But thumbnails are great because you just see Love Island USA and then you see give them a gun.
Oh my God,
like, it's just such a great thumbnail because I want to click. I want to click this video. What do you mean give them a gun?
My editors are so funny with the thumbnail sometimes. Though it's funny because like it's not always how I would present myself. So I do genuinely get a little stressed scrolling through that channel myself because sometimes I look at it and I see my face and words and an image and I'm like, I look crazy.
I'm sorry, but
or I'm like, you're giving people an impression of me.
Chibi Pope GEEGA is amazing. I just hope you're very, very like most likely
How
Catholic,
weak are we that we need a vice?
Like, I just hope your very Catholic great grandmother never stumbles upon this, you know?
Oh no, my family gets it. They get it, man.
And it's the best because it also looks like you have horns on that. That's one of my favorite models of yours, where it looks like you have horns.
Oh, the hair.
And you're the hair. You have hair horns and you're the Pope.
I think my demeanor is very calm. I'm a very calm person, very lax, very chill. However, I love drama when it comes to like visuals and stuff. I love dramatic hairstyle, crazy outfit, etc. So when we did my chibi model, we actually have a full body like adult version of that drawn like non-chibi. We have that. It was designed for me, and it's supposed to be me, but I'm evil GEEGA from outer space this time, right?
I love it. I love evil GEEGA from outer space.
I put it on the chibi model because I was like, I think this stupid haircut is going to work so well on the chibi model.
It's one of my favorite things, I have to say. I love it so much. I love it so much.
Yeah.
And one day, I am telling you now, it's on record. Please don't edit this out. I want to do a podcast of us chibis. Absolutely.
We have
to have a very serious discussion though. It has to be like,
oh my God,
we discuss like mortality. We discuss like what we think about home prices.
We talk about death. Let's talk about death and mortality.
Yeah.
Oh, but so good.
Oh, please.
Yep. With the dumbest models we could put on.
It would be great.
I need that.
And the best part is, for some reason, when I'm in a chibi model, I cannot help it. You know how they say like sometimes you hear the music and you dance? When I'm in a chibi model, I just kind of talk like this. I can't help it. It's still it's still me. It's still my voice, but it's like I'm kind of like in customer service mode. I can't explain it.
Yeah. It's the same way when you go out. If you go out and you're wearing a really nice outfit, you start sitting a little different.
Oh my!
You know,
when you
like
get your nails done,
because you're like, I look good.
When you get your nails done and everything, you're like slowly moving your hand. You put your pinky up when you're drinking. It's the same thing.
Yep.
Oh my God!
That's literally how models affect people, and I do that too. Like, I don't fully do a different voice or anything like that, but sometimes the way I act, I could tell I'm like doing something a little different, and I'm like, you know what, let it ride. It's just me having fun. I got my stupid suit on.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be stupid.
I'm gonna be silly. You know what? I need a little bit more whimsy in my life. That is what I need. Give me this freaking whimsy. Oh, I love it so much. This daily GEEGA, I've said this before. So when I first started reacting to it, I asked you about it. I said, could I react to daily GEEGA? And even though I had asked you, I remember at one point you're like, hey, Matara, you said it. I love it. I love the way you said it. I think it's the funniest thing ever. You're like, are you okay? Like, why are you reacting to daily? Like, do you need help? Do you want to talk about it?
I was
what's going on? Do you miss me?
It's just my clips channel.
They're so good. And like I said, for somebody like me that finds conversations, like I can find a way to talk about anything all the time. You really give me the good, you feed me well. Thank you.
My brain just attaches to certain topics. It's not like I think I'm some expert on these topics either. I just have some lived experiences and I'm just talking from my experience. You know, that's all it is. So when someone in chat brings something up and I have thoughts because I've experienced this thing before, or I've read about this before, or I like this topic, just simply, I like this topic. I've thought about it a lot. I just have a lot to say. I'm a yapper. You know, what can I say?
I think you've said it pretty well of like, you have thought about this before and you're very good at getting, because now also I feel your audience probably knows that you will talk about this. I saw a clip where it was you talking about there was a heat wave in France, and then you talked about how temperatures, why it gets hot in like New York. And you explained it in a way that I, as a Canadian, never really, of course we learned it in school, but I never really thought about it that way. And you explained like how the cloud travels and why. And it was so interesting. I'm like,
it was me talking about how we get hot air from the Floridian coast going up, and then it stops because of the Connecticut coastline.
Exactly.
And the air gets trapped. Yeah.
And I was like, wow, I love a woman that knows what even if you don't know what you're talking about, you made it sound like you knew what you were talking about. And it made sense.
But
I'm like, thing is, Florida is down there.
It's not like I've studied a ton of meteorology. I just watched the weather. It came to you
in a dream is how it happened.
It came to me in a dream. Yeah. I just watched the weather a lot. And I remember asking a teacher one time, like, how come we keep getting so much more snow here than in this place? And they were like, oh, the clouds just slow down over us. I was like, okay. And I just remembered that for my whole life. That's all.
I'm
That's all
sorry.
it
There's
is,
something
you know?
so funny about if ever somebody's like, how did you know this? You go, I just watch the weather a lot. There's something so funny about like, I have this really big, really great explanation that is so sound. And I just know it because, I turn on the weather sometimes.
You know what it is? I'm just good at presenting information.
You really are.
And it almost is my curse because
No, it's your
people seem
superpower.
to think that I'm more read on a subject than I am. And I don't tell people that I am. I don't say like,
No.
I'm a weather expert. I know this because I read a lot of books and because I'm so interested in weather. I'm just like, well, I pay attention to the world around me. And I've asked a couple of questions that someone who is an expert has answered to me. And I remembered those answers. That's it. I'm just good at presenting it. But then sometimes what it does is there are people that will then like, they'll hear me speak. And because I'm good at presenting stuff, they think I'm an expert, or they think I think I'm an expert. And I'm like, no.
I'm like, I'm just a
I'm just good at
streamer.
presenting.
Like, guys, that life is
yeah.
behind me. I am a streamer
Right.
now. The only reason I am doing, the GEEGA Corp and the merch and the podcast is so I can go and play GTA
And
V
stream
and
more,
react
play
to
more
daily
video
GEEGA.
games.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I aspire to a life of just playing video games all the time.
Same.
I'm not some go-getter that's like, I want to do every single thing in the world. I want to spread knowledge.
Nope.
I want to be a wizard in a tower. I'm just
You
like,
could make a great pope
just
though,
wanna play
based on that
games.
thumbnail. Just how much
Thank
we
you.
rely on addiction. How weak are we that we need advice?
I would love to be a spiritual leader, except all my spiritual leading is me being like, don't worry about it, man.
Yeah, we
Just
got
play more
this, we
video
got
games.
this. I do want to say I want to thank you for coming on this podcast, my sweet GEEGA.
Yeah.
I do have an anecdote before I ask you to promote a lot of stuff. Okay, my anecdote is one time we had a meeting back in Vishojo, and it was a big meeting, and I basically like sometimes before meetings, GEEGA, surprise spoiler, GEEGA and I would message each other. We're like, I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna address this, and she's like, okay, I'm addressing this, because. We address
wanted
stuff.
to
That
go
is
in
one
with a
thing
plan
you
to
can't
make sure
take
stuff
away
got
from me.
done. That was all.
I'm an addresser. I address stuff. And sometimes I would, be like, I have a question. And then I'd go, I address point 1. I address point 2. I address point 3. How do we feel? Crickets. And then GEEGA would go and say, okay, so I want to address. And then GEEGA basically just repeats and again, I say repeats what I say, but we both before this talked. So it's not like,
I
we
would
both
reword
were
because
on
I
the
knew
same.
exactly what you meant.
Did? And somehow everybody was like, oh my God, yeah, I agree with GEEGA. And I'm like, did you not just hear me speak these words? But it's because of the way that I present
piss me off too.
and I talk so
it would
fast.
Piss me off.
And then I get excited. And then like, I also do this thing really badly where I make a joke at the wrong time. So then everybody focuses on the joke and not what I said. So thank you. Literally, GEEGA, I would always just like run in, and then GEEGA's like, pass me the baton, girl. Pass me the baton.
Yeah. I would do it for anyone. Anytime anyone
did.
would bring up a topic. A lot of the time
it was me.
It was you a lot of time, but everyone had something at some point, But a lot of the time,
we
the
were
way
really
they say
encouraging
it,
for them to eventually like, hey, you can also address these things. We believe in you. We're gonna back you up. Talk your shit.
Yeah, we were trying to. That was my goal. Was I wanted to make an environment where people weren't afraid to say anything because they knew.
Talk your
I would
shit.
at least have the conversation with them, even if I didn't agree. It didn't matter. Like I would just be like, okay, let's explore this, And that was one of the things too. Was a lot of people can't express their thoughts in a way that everyone sitting at the table can understand. Like they'll get a lot of people, but there might be some folks that are still like, I don't know what this person's getting at here. And that's my one superpower, the one thing I'm confident in.
So good.
So that's what I would do at every meeting. I'd hear someone say something. I'd hear someone else answer it, but I could tell they were not getting it. My sixth sense would activate, and I'd just be like, hold on, and I'd mediate.
You're like, objection! You just know. I'm telling you, GEEGA, like, if you ever don't become a spiritual leader, you can have a degree in Mata-isms. Like, you just understand, you get it, and I'm like, that's what I meant. Is it not obvious? You're like, no, it hasn't been obvious.
It's the one thing I'm most confident about in this world. The one thing I feel like I can really say I'm like skilled at or an expert in is just communicating with people. Just sitting down, talking with people, and making sure they get what the hell I'm talking about, and I understand what the hell they're talking about.
You really are good at that, I have to say.
Thank you.
Now, we got to the end. I want you to talk about some things that you're working on, anywhere that we can find you. What do you currently advertise to us, please?
Ooh, okay. Well, I'm at a time right now where I'm trying to figure out what project I'm doing next out of the 20
Japan,
that all might
obviously.
happen. So I'm like half working on and preparing like 20 different things.
I love that.
I will know in a couple months, this one's happening, that one's happening. So there's a lot of stuff, maybe with some video games and stuff where we're working on some projects together. Can't say anything more than that though. That's literally the most I could say legally.
Then we will say, watch Daily GEEGA. Subscribe to Daily GEEGA.
Yes. Watch my channels.
Go to San Japan. Go to her channels. Everything will be
San Japan
linked.
Booth.
Also,
and then I think that's it.
Yeah.
That's all my major stuff.
We are going to be moving on to the after hour now with GEEGA. And we are going to be talking about her predictions on GTA VI, because I know you're really big on GTA V. I want to talk to you about like the streamer compound, because you've talked about retirement plans and stuff like that. Depending how much time we have, maybe we're going to talk about, how would you start streaming today? How would you do it different? I'm trying to do this thing, GEEGA, where if people listen to the complete end of the video, I want them to try and make a sentence with a word, but like, let's say, so what do you think it should be? The word that we should try to make a sentence with. We used to do it on my old podcast and I want to bring it back.
Do we have to do it, or am I just making the viewers do it?
Oh, you're making so for example, I'll usually do an example. Let's say it's like, let's say the word is lobster. You can't use that as an example. Then I want them to make a sentence that looks real in the comments. So somebody who didn't get to the end of the video could believe that the video talks about lobsters. So they would be like, oh, my grandpa used to grill us lobsters in Maine in the summer. And somebody else goes, I really love the lobster special when it's at the restaurants. What do you think we should add? I'm making you use your big brain.
Ooh, I have to pick a word that we didn't just talk about.
I mean, it could be Pope. It could be like, how would GEEGA be as a Pope? Like, people be like, I, for one, I love GEEGA as my spiritual leader and dictator.
Yeah. You know what? I think we should go with that.
Yeah.
I think if I were your spiritual leader, what would you want one of our commandments to be?
Ooh. Oh, my favorite GEEGA commander, Pope GEEGA commandment is...
Yeah.
I like that. Let's make it happen, everybody. Again, GEEGA, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
I'll see you on the after hour. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Summer's here, and you know what that means. The sun's out, and it's time to show everyone what you're all about. Hag's Hat, a new joint venture from Matara and then Phantom. The Hag's Hat, for people who just love the classics. Turbo breathable mesh sides, varsity fonts so people think you're educated. Sturdy built to protect your sensitive little eyes, and adjustable sizing. Hag's Hat. We live in complicated times, and it can be hard to express who you are, what you value, what you're looking for in a summer, in a companion, in life. Hag's Hat. The hat does it all tastefully, legally, and with full deniability. But wait, there's more. Order one Hag's Hat, and you will receive one Hag's Hat at full standard cost. Order two, and you will receive two Hag's Hats for you and a friend, or two for you to wear on top of each other. Order a third Hag's Hat, and that's right, you guessed it, you will receive 3 Hag's Hats. Disclaimer, one size fits all, claim based on human proportions, sizing not guaranteed for various animalia and extraterrestrial heads. State-of-the-art build cannot protect eyes when looking directly into the sun. Mataracon and Mid Phantom cannot be held liable if your summer is bad, boring, or otherwise not great. This hat cannot replace a degree from an accredited university. Purchase multiple hats has no impact on greatness of summer. Hag not included.